Okay, this is about the harassment from the bikes revving up their engines real loud, like real loud. If you're a TI and you're alone, it's gonna scare you. You're gonna be freezed, and uh, it's gonna shake you. It's that kind of raving these bikes do, and they do it at very particular time, and your heart starts to beat faster because they know they do it for you because they're targeting you anyways. However, this mainly talk is all about my neighbors targeting me and their weird behavior. So well, I had issues with this ex-FBI agent. You're also auspicious showing up. I've posted his video. I'm not going to go in details. But then I think I was talking to some TI about this person and nothing happened. Like no airplanes, helicopters, cops' car. And now I and my hubby, we went to grocery shopping, and on our way home, we had talked about these people, like all these stalkers, zapping my vagina, and he claimed I and all other TIs are schizo. So then a bike was behind our car and a black man driving it, and he was revving up his the bike engine while we were at a traffic light. I was watching him through my side view mirror. He kept revving up 3 to 4 times to intimidate me, and when he tried to look at me, because I was watching him from the side mirror, he could really look into my eyes. He stopped doing it. Then I started to drive and he maintains the distance, but then came zooming at me, and I slowed down, so he got the message to slow down. Then he left, but soon we came home, and still, while we were unloading our car trunk, I heard loud and longest that revving up of the engines of his bike. It was so loud because from my home there is a lake, and after the lake comes the little road. It's kind of bridge, so I'm sure he was somewhere there. So it gotta be real loud because it was so clear and so loud in my garage that I heard. So then comes this red car, and this is my neighbor's house here, and I've seen this car here many times. But then this car, okay, so a girl comes out of the car and goes inside the house through main entrance, and one boy comes out of their side garage door and sits inside the car. The driver is sitting inside the car all this time. Okay, so there is a driver, and there's a girl and there's a boy, so I think there are 3 people. So now there are at least, well, after the girl went inside, now there are 2 people inside the car. Their lights are on during daytime. Now if you can see, but okay, this was at about, let's see, it's November 18, 2018, 6:07 p.m. Okay, as you see, the lights are on. And the moment I started posting here, okay, the very moment I posted, they actually turned off their car lights. I mean, it took them like few seconds to turn off their lights. Anyways, so we know that this was not some random thing, like somebody just contacted them and told them to turn off their lights, or maybe they were being mind controlled to turn off their lights. They arrived here So these two people, they arrived here around 5 p.m. Okay, it is 6:30 p.m. and still sitting outside with their lights on. And as soon as I started to post pics and type this message, this is on my Facebook, they turned off their headlights immediately. You think normal people sit outside of house in car for 1.5 hours with their lights on and then they would turn off their lights? But anyways, after this happened, let's see what, okay, here. So after the red car standing outside for 1.5 hours with headlights on and turning off their headlights as soon as I start posting their pic, now having their son come to pick garbage right when I went out to pick up my garbage, just before this synchronization, when I was vacuuming a room near window, right at that point another person came walking in a cul-de-sac area. Like, these people know when I'm gonna go from which room to which room, what I'm doing. They know everything, they can see everything. So here his son comes to pick up the garbage, and here it's me going to pick up the garbage. This is me going to pick up garbage, and his son would come, and then I don't know, some other person. See how close they just come by, just to synchronize, with whatever you do. And let's see if I go here. Or is it 6:06 p.m.? Yeah, that's the car that just showed up, and you see how they were posted right after what I just spoke with my hubby. It's like, why you just said that, Yeah, the car is just sitting there, with the headlights on. Kind of bizarre, right? But not only that, they have had, like, when I was doing yoga, the moment I took out my mat that you see over there, yoga mat, and I was doing here, so they had their child, and maybe it was her friend, perform little yoga on the driveway, on their driveway. It was so bizarre that they would have their children involved in all this, and they were even performing some of the steps that I did here. It's kind of mimicking my steps, and not only mimicking, but then they would just do it on the driveway. I mean, they would lay down on the driveway and do some other poses, and they were actually right here, so they could not be seen in the camera, just behind the tree. Like, they chose a perfect spot, and literally those girls, like, those two were like making rounds, like here, and actually as if they were performing show, they would hold hands together, and then they would like bend down with the knees, and like take one step at a time. And I mean, I just couldn't believe that they were just synchronizing whatever I was doing, at my home.